seen this thing pop up in Mexico, y'all? What is that? Look at this. Look what they caught in Mexico. Bro, y'all, these people were outside looking at the sunset, and then they looked up and they see this thing, man. Everybody been seeing eyes in the sky. Look at, man, I had to slow this thing down to give you guys a closer look to see what I'm looking at, because I see so many things, y'all. First of all, is that an eye in the middle? Like, we've been seeing a lot of eyes lately, y'all. Look at that. It looks like a wheel, a rim. Y'all see that, y'all? Remember, in the Bible says God is the Ezekiel wheel. It looks like a wheel. And to me, that looks like a wheel. It looks like a rim, y'all. Look at this. This is exactly what it looks like with just a little bit of editing, y'all. Y'all see that? Like the cosmos. It's like the cosmic wheel. Wow, this is amazing, bro. Do y'all remember in Dragon Ball Z where they had to go fight the other universes in this different type of platform? It looks just like that, doesn't it, y'all, right? I'm telling y'all, man, these movies, these animes, they be telling us. It even looks like a variation of Kami's Lookout. So that begs the question, is this what 3i Atlas is? Is this what it is, y'all? Like Project Bluebeam? Because look at that. It looks like some type of plasmoid, doesn't it, right? Like it's generating its own type of field. Look at that. It's crazy.
Ya se ve a simple vista 3 y Atlas.
Mira, eso no está bien. Es la nave espacial, la 3 Atlas, estoy seguro que sabe.
Y'all see the sky? Look at that. It even looks like the moon a little bit too. But let me know what you guys think about this video. Let's get it, y'all. Peace in. Hey, y'all seen this thing pop up in Mexico, y'all? What is that?
Before I get started, I want to get all praises to Yahweh, Bashim, Yahushai, Bashim, Rekakadash. Kalahal Yahweh, Bashim, Yahushai, Bashim, Rekakadash. Double honors to the elders and the apostles that taught me the truth. And shalom to the Akim, the house of David, the elect, the 144,000 plus the 1/3 that push in this truth throughout sincerity, throughout the whole four corners of the earth. I say to you, shalom. And do this lesson, I'm going to actually talk about chariots, the chariots of Israel. I hope this lesson's edifying to the hopeful elect out there, to the brothers, sincere brothers. I got a couple of scriptures that I just want to show that UFOs are mentioned in the Bible. Now, what you've seen right now was a video, I guess it was taken in Mexico, of a so-called UFO. And UFOs are called unidentified flying objects, known as UAPs, unidentified aerial phenomenal objects. But according to the Holy Scriptures, these UFOs that everybody talks about are literally mentioned in the Scriptures, both Old and New Testament. All right. And before I get to these precepts, I actually asked ChatGPT, are UFOs in the Holy Bible? And it says that the Bible does not mention UFOs, of course, because it is a mystery to everybody else, but it's a mystery to the world, to worldly people, to carnal people. But it's not a mystery to the hopeful elect out there. And Tawada, to the elders and the apostles that taught me this truth, made me realize and broke it down to me that these UFOs are chariots of Israel. And one thing I did mention, that it says right here, no direct mention of UFOs. There are no Hebrew or Greek words in the Bible that mean flying saucer, alien spacecraft, and extraterrestrial beings. But in those times, the times like Zechariah, even Moses and other prophets that were in the Old Testament as well as the New, didn't realize what they are, and they put it in their own terms. That's why you have terms like chariots, whirlwinds, a pillar of fire, and so forth. And and the Holy Scriptures does mention UFOs, which are known as chariots. All right, and who are in these chariots? Well, according to Ezekiel, the 3rd chapter, these are angels who are spiritual beings who are actually driving these so-called spacecrafts. All right. So let me get Ezekiel chapter 3 real quick. It's a beautiful chapter. I suggest anybody that not have read it go into it and read it. It is a beautiful chapter. Um, but I'm just gonna go to hit some key points because like I said I do got other precepts that I want to bring out, and may the body find this edifying. Ezekiel chapter 1 and verse 4. And I look, and behold, a whirlwind came out of the north, a great cloud. You see, a great cloud. It's not going to mention spacecraft or UFO or some kind of alien technology craft. It's going to just mention what Ezekiel described at them times. Okay. Verse 4. And I look, and behold, a whirlwind came out of the north, a great cloud, and a fire enfolding in itself, and the brightness was about it, and out of the midst thereof as the color of amber, and the mist of the fire, just like the video that you seen earlier. Verse 5. Also out of the midst thereof came the likeness of 4 living creatures, and this was their appearance, that they had the likeness of a man. And like I said before, the ones that are driving these so-called chariots, these clouds, are angels. All right, through the spirit of Yahweh by Shem Yahweh Shai. All right, these are the eyes of the Lord. All right. Verse 16. Ezekiel chapter 1 verse 16. The appearance of the wheels and the work was like unto the color of beryl, and the 4 had one likeness, and the appearance and the work was a wheel in the middle of the wheel. Exactly the video that we seen earlier. Now these chariots are literally popping up everywhere. You know, they're all coming all the 4 corners of the road. They're making themselves known to the world. Now these are so-called Chariots of Israel. When there's a great illusion, deception going on by Esau, Edom, labeling these as so-called alien foreigners or some kind of alien creatures, when alien itself means foreigner. Yeah, these are foreigners because they're aliens. These UFOs, these chariots are foreigners because they're not of this world. And there's no technology high advanced, not China, not Babylon. No one in this world has the advanced technology as these so-called chariots that can maneuver and disappear whenever they want. Some of them could could just disappear, go straight to the ocean, being cloaked in a cloud, right? And also, might just add, these chariots were also in the time of Moses, when we were led out of captivity from Egypt to Mount Sinai, to the Promised Land. We were led by chariots. All right. So these chariots always has been here. All right. Just that like I said earlier, through studying and reading, and by the knowledge of Yahweh by Shem Yahweh Shah, give me this knowledge of what these chariots are, and these chariots are the chariots of Israel. All right, so let me get to Exodus chapter 13, verse 21. This Exodus 13 and 21. And also there was actually a chariot on top of Mount Sinai too, when Moses was there too. So I'm not gonna get that one though. But yeah, for future reference, if anybody want to look it up, this is Exodus chapter 13 and verse 21. And the Lord, all caps Yahweh, went before them by a day in a pillar of a cloud, that's a chariot, that's a UFO, to lead them in the way, by night in a pillar of fire, a chariot, UFO, to give them light to go by day and night. So there was a chariot at night that was guiding the Israelites throughout the captivity of, through the wilderness, when we were led out from Egypt. When Moses led us out from Egypt, there was a chariot that was guiding us. He took not, verse 22, he took not away the pillar of the cloud by the day, nor the pillar by fire by night from before the people. What people? The Israelites. Who are the Israelites? So-called Negroes, the American Negroes, the Latinos, Hispanics, and the Native Americans, indigenous people. All right, Northern and Southern Kingdom. All right. Real quick. I just want to get this before I move on to a couple more precepts. Then I'm gonna wrap it up. This is Matthew chapter verse 13 and verse 11, and this is Yahweh Shai speaking to his apostles, disciples. Then came apostles, and the disciples came. Exactly, they were disciples before apostles, and said unto him, why speakest thou them in parables? Why speaking them in riddles, codes? You know what I mean? He answered and said unto them, this is what Yahweh Shai said, because it is given unto you to know the mysteries of the kingdom of heaven, but to them it is not given. That's right. And through the beloved apostles and the bishops and the elders of GMS that show me this truth, the water. Because like I said, this was a mystery, but not no more, not to me. Now I know that these are the chariots of Israel. All right. Because it is given to you to know the mysteries of the kingdom, but to them it is not given. For whosoever hath to him shall be given, and he shall have more abundance. But whosoever hath not from him shall be taken away, even that he hath. All right. Real quick, I want to bring out Acts. This is in the New Testament. For all you Old and New Testament people out there that don't study both Old and New books, because they align with each other. The New Testament confirms the Old, and the Old Testament confirms the New. This is Acts chapter 1 and verse 9. And when he had spoken these things, this is after Yahweh Shai's crucifixion. This is after he rose up from the third day. When he had spoken these things, while he beheld, he was taken up, and a cloud. See, there goes a cloud, a UFO, all right, UAP, received him out of their sight. And while they looked steadfastly toward heaven as he went up, behold, two men stood by them in white apparel. These are the so-called angels. And which also said, ye men of Galilee, talking to the disciples, why stand ye gazing up into heaven? The same Yahweh Shai, Bashim Yahweh Shai, which is taken up from you into heaven, so shall so come like manner as ye have seen him go into heaven. So the way the Lord was abducted from this world into the so-called chariot is the same way he's coming right back. And to back that up, I got Revelation chapter 1 verse 7, which is one of my favorite precepts. Revelation chapter 1 verse 7, behold, he coming with clouds, he coming with chariots, and on every eye shall see him, and they also which praise him, and all kings of the earth shall wail because of him. Even so, Amen. And what he's going to do when he comes over here? Well, let's go to Isaiah 66 and verse 15. Another beautiful precepts. Isaiah 66:15. For behold, the Lord Yahweh, Bashem Yahushai, will come with fire and with the chariots like whirlwind, to render his anger with fury and his rebuke with flames of fire. For by fire and by his sword will the Lord plead with all flesh, and the slain of the Lord Yahweh shall be many. Read that one more time. Isaiah 66, verse 15. For behold, look, he's coming. Look, watch. Behold, the Lord will come. That's that will come with fire and with his chariots, with his angels, all right? With his UFOs, thousands and 10,000s of chariots, all right? Like a whirlwind, that's another metaphor, all right? To render his anger with his fury and his rebuke with the flames of fire. Woohoo! Beautiful. Beautiful. I want to get this one real quick before I forget. 2 Kings verse 2 and verse 11. Another beautiful precept. 2 Kings chapter 2 verse 11. And it came to pass as they still went on and talked, and that behold, there appeared a chariot of fire. Ooh, there's the word again, chariots. And horses of fire parted them both asunder, and Elijah went up by a what? A whirlwind, a chariot, a spacecraft into heaven. All right. And this is what the UFOs are called. 2 Kings 2:12. And Elijah saw it, and he cried, my father, the chariot of Israel. I'm going to say that one more time. The chariot of Israel and the horsemen thereof. And he saw him no more. And he took hold of his own clothes and rent them in two pieces. Woo! Beautiful, beautiful. All right. Got this other one by Zechariah. One of my favorite ones too. Zechariah. Chapter 5. This is what Zechariah seen in his times. And the title of it says a flying roll. That's another metaphor for a so-called UFO. Then I turned and Zechariah chapter 5 verse 1. Then I turned and lifted up my eyes, and behold, and behold, a flying roll of chariot, a spacecraft, a UAP. And he said unto me, what seest thou? All right. And I answered, I see a flying roll. I see a chariot. The length thereof is 20 cubits, and the breadth thereof 10 cubits. You see, so I'm just giving you examples what these so-called chariots are, all right, in the Holy Scriptures. All right, one of my other favorite ones, real quick, Psalms 104. Yep, there you go. And some of these so-called UFOs too, they be cloaking, or they have like some cloaking device that actually make them like clouds. You know what I mean? They could literally hide in a so-called cloud and make themselves invisible. All right, you would not know there was an actual chariot there. All right, but this is how they cloak themselves. All right, this is Psalms 104 and verse 3. Who laid the beams of his chambers in the waters? Who maketh the clouds his chariot? Who walketh upon the wings of the wind? Who maketh his angels spirits, his ministers a flaming fire? Woo! Let me read that one more time. Psalms 104 verse 3. Who layeth the beams of his chambers in the waters? Who maketh the clouds his chariot? Who walketh upon the wings of the wind? That's right. Who maketh his angels spirits, his ministers a flaming fire. Ooh, beautiful, beautiful. This is another precept how the Lord's coming. This is Isaiah chapter 19, verse 1. The burden of Egypt, the burden of Babylon. All right, because there was a modern ancient time of Babylon, and there's a new Egypt, which is modern today Babylon. All right, if you don't know what I'm talking about, you can just look at your dollar bill. The burden of Egypt, burden of Babylon. Behold, the Lord Yahweh by Shem El Shai rideth upon a swift cloud. See, there's another term, a swift cloud. And he shall come into Egypt, and the idols of Egypt. All right, because there's a lot of idols here in Babylon the Great. Shall be moved at his presence, and the heart of Egypt, that's right, shall melt in the midst of it. That's right. All right, just my last 2-3 more, and I'm gonna wrap it up. This is Luke chapter 21. For Luke 21, verse 25. There shall be signs in the sun and in the moon, or blood moons, and all that, starbearing moons, and in the stars. All right, signs could be as also related to chariots, as UFOs too. Those are signs as well. Signs that he's coming. He's making his second coming. And the stars, and upon the earth, distress of nations with perplexity, the sea and the waves warring. Man's heart feeling them for fear and for looking after those things which are coming on the earth. For the powers of the heaven shall be shaken. That's when the nuclear missiles, the ICBM missiles, be hidden. And they shall see the Son of Man in the cloud. There you go, another one. And then shall see the Son of Man, that's Yahweh Shai, coming in a cloud, in a chariot, all right, in the fathership. And they shall see the Son of Man coming in the cloud with power and great glory. And when these things begin to come to pass, then look up and lift up your heads, for your redemption draweth nigh, your salvation is close. So when you see Yahweh Shai come in the chariots, hey, when you actually do see a chariot, lift up your heads, all right, because that's your only salvation, is to make it into those chariots, all right, because that's the only protection that the Lord's man, his elect men, are gonna have in those coming days. Because when this destruction comes, it also comes with the salvation. All right. So once these missiles are literally shot off from one end of the world to the other, is when these so-called UFOs will pick up the elect men of the Lord, the house of David, the true men. All right. And Lord willing, we are part of that number, the house of David. All right, the sincere brothers out there. All right, who do not take, who are not sold out, and who are speaking this gospel 100% truth. All right. For my last verse, before I wrap it up, real quick. Revelation chapter 19, verse 11. Beautiful chapter 2. Revelation 19:11. And I saw heaven open. That's when Yahweh Shah is going to craft in clouds. And behold, a white horse, and he that sat upon him was called Faithful and True. That white horse is talking about a chariot because when you talk about a chariot, he's coming with this horsepower represents strength. He's gonna come with all of his angels, all right, including Michael, the top angel, are gonna come over here, and that's what it says. Behold, a white horse, because he's coming in that strength. He's coming in that chariot. He's not coming in no pony. He's not actually coming in no horse and no animal horse. All right, it's a metaphor for a chariot. All right, if you receive it. And he that saw them was called faithful and true, and he righteous. He doth judge and make war. And who is he making war with? With Esau and all the other nations. All right. The Lord is gonna have it. He's gonna come against all you nations, and he's gonna put you under his subjection, and he's gonna destroy all your armies. He's gonna destroy all your military. All right. Because once your military is done, you have no power no more. All right, and that's what Yahushua and his angels are going to come to do. He said to himself, I'm not going to meet you as a man. He's going to come back here as an angelical force. Superman, some will say. All right, with no with all the power. All right, you can have no weaknesses. All right, because Yahushua, he's the one actually, as a spirit, he created everything what you see right here. He created matter. Everything that you see and touch is all created by him and for him. All right. So, Lord's will. I'm gonna get the last one. The Spirit of Yahweh by Shem Yahushai. This was top of my mind. I don't want to skip it. This is Psalm 68 and 8. The earth shook. That's right. The heavens also dropped at the presence of the Lord. Even at Sinai itself was moved at the presence of our power. The power of Israel. The power of you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. All right. Psalm 68 and 17. The chariots of power are 20,000 and even thousands of angels. The Lord is among them, as in Sinai, in the holy place. I'm actually gonna get that in the blue letter. I think it kind of hits harder. This is Psalm 68, verse 17, and NLT. Surrounded by unnumbered thousands of chariots, the Lord Yahweh Bashim Hashai came from Sinai into sanctuary. May this lesson be edifying to the body, to the whole elect out there. I want to get all praises to our power, Yahweh Bashim Yahushai Bashim Rakakadash, for enabling me to do this lesson. To the next time, Shalom.